Okay, let's talk about something we all deal with. Something that fills our calendars and, let's be real, something we often dread. I'm talking about meetings.
And you know that feeling that a meeting was a waste of time? It's not just you. Research shows that a whopping 50% of meeting time is seen as a major waste by the very people sitting in them. That's half. Just think about it. For every hour you're in a meeting, 30 minutes of it could be pointless. That's a huge problem.
I bet it does. We've all been there, right? Stuck in that meeting that just drifts along with no real point and no clear finish line. But here's the thing. It really doesn't have to be that way.
So what's the deal? Why do so many meetings go off the rails? Well, it's not because meetings themselves are a bad idea. It's because they're often planned so poorly, or not planned at all, that they turn into black holes for our time and energy, stopping progress instead of driving it.
You know, if we strip it all back, the definition of a meeting is actually pretty solid. It's supposed to have a defined agenda, a set time, a clear duration, and a shared purpose. Each one of those pieces is like a leg on a table. If you kick one out, say the agenda is vague, or you let the time run way over, the whole thing just falls apart.
So how do we fix it? We have to start at the very beginning. Actually, scratch that. We have to start before the beginning. Because the most important work, the stuff that makes or breaks a meeting, happens long before anyone even joins the call.
And here it is, the blueprint. It's these 4 pillars. First, you have to define the purpose. Ask yourself, what decision needs to be made by the end of this hour? Once you have that, you can craft an agenda, which is just your roadmap with time slots. Then, that agenda tells you exactly who needs to be in the room. This is where you have to be ruthless. Only invite the people who are absolutely essential. And finally, you share the information ahead of time so people show up ready to discuss, not to listen to a lecture. See how they all connect? It's a chain reaction.
And this quote from the source material really hits the nail on the head. Preparation isn't just one step in the process. In a lot of ways, it is the process. If you nail the prep, you're already most of the way to a great meeting. But of course, a great plan is only half the battle. Even the best laid plans can get derailed once the conversation starts. So once you're in the meeting, it's all about structure. It comes down to clear roles, simple rules, and an absolute focus on the goal. And this is so important. It shouldn't all fall on one person's shoulders. When you spread out the jobs, everything works better. The leader can actually focus on guiding the conversation. You need a scribe to get everything down in writing, a timekeeper to be the bad guy who says, we've got to move on, and I absolutely love this idea of an energy monitor, someone whose only job is to notice when people are checking out and suggest a quick break. It's about making success a team sport.
And then there's the basic etiquette that everyone has to follow. These might seem obvious, but think about how often they are ignored. Being on time, putting your phone away, speaking up, these aren't just nice things to do. They send a powerful signal to everyone else that you respect their time and that you're here to contribute.
All right, let's talk about something that can make a lot of us uncomfortable. Conflict. We're usually told to avoid arguments at work, but what the research says is that not all conflict is bad. Actually, a dose of healthy, respectful disagreement is critical to making good decisions.
And here's the difference, right on the screen. Destructive conflict is personal. It creates bad feelings, it wastes time, it goes nowhere. But productive conflict, that's about the ideas, not the people. It's when we challenge each other's assumptions and poke holes in arguments. That kind of debate forces us to build a stronger case and ultimately leads to way better decisions. The goal isn't to avoid fighting, it's to harness it for good.
So you see how it all comes together? You take that solid preparation, you add in clear roles and rules, you encourage healthy debate, and that's when you get the payoff. That's when you go from a bunch of people just talking in a room to a focused team that is actually making decisions and moving forward.
There's a really simple but powerful way to think about all this. The input, process, output model. It's like a recipe. Your inputs are your ingredients. The clear goals, the right people, the good data. The process is how you cook it. A strong agenda, good moderation, open discussion. And if you get the inputs and the process right, you are basically guaranteed to get high-quality outputs, clear decisions, real action plans.
And of all those outputs, this might be the most important one. A clear written record. The minutes of the meeting, or MOM, aren't just somebody's random notes.
They are the official, objective story of what happened. They are the proof that the meeting mattered, and they create the accountability for whatever comes next. Without them, it's like the meeting never even happened.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Go ahead and look at the next meeting on your calendar. You don't have to be the person in charge to make a huge difference. You can help shape it for the better. So the question is, are you just going to be an attendee, sitting back and letting it happen? Or are you going to be an architect and help build it into something successful?